Hi everybody, so today this video is going to be another piercing video, and this one is going to be about my newest piercing, and it is all about my eyebrow piercing. So as you can see, I obviously do have my eyebrow pierced, and I've had it for almost 3 months now. November 25th will be 3 months. I got it done in August, so it's almost been about 3 months and all has been going well. When I got the piercing, the number one question I always get is, did it hurt? And the answer is no. This piercing did not hurt me at all. I barely felt the initial piercing. The only thing that was kind of gross is when he went through with the needle the first time, is I felt kind of like, I heard kind of like a scrunch, like a crunching sound, and that kind of freaked me out, but you know, nothing really hurt about it. I was expecting it to hurt, but you know, it didn't hurt. And I got it done where I get all of my piercings done. I got it at a Mystery Inc. and it was for $10 with a curved barbell. And if you want to see me get it pierced, I will have that video linked below for you guys, so you guys can go watch me get my eyebrow pierced. When I got it done, and you know, after about 2 hours of having it, it kind of felt sore. Obviously, you know, it is a new piercing, and it really felt kind of sore. It kind of felt like a scab, like someone had scratched me and it scabbed over, and it was just kind of like that stinging scab feeling. That's what it felt like a couple hours after, and then the first 5 days were flawless. You know, nothing, you know, it didn't even hurt. I never even noticed it was there half the time. And then after day 5, on day 6 is when the healing process kind of took a little turn for the worse, and I'm going to be inserting pictures in a minute of, you know, what I'm talking about. But you know, like I said, the first 5 days were absolutely flawless. You know, my piercing was doing really, really well. There was no bleeding, no swelling, nothing like that. And then on day 6, it started to swell. It started to hurt really, really bad. It looked irritated or infected. And it turned really red, especially around the bottom ball of my eyebrow piercing. Like in this area, it got really, really big and red, kind of like gross looking. So I started to freak out. And you know, I thought it was infected initially because I was having the signs of infections. I wasn't having any type of, you know, discolored pus or anything like that. It was still white pus, so I wasn't really sure what it was, and I was asking everybody for help on Instagram and Twitter. I was like, what's going on with my eyebrow? Why is it doing this? So I'll go ahead and insert pictures right now of, you know, like day-to-day periods. I'm not sure how many pictures I will be able to find, but you'll see right now in the video of how bad it got. As you can see, the piercing got really, really bad for the next 2 weeks. It was really, really just giving me a whole bunch of problems. I didn't know what to do. My first instinct was to ice it for the swelling, which really helped. I went out and bought a ice tray, and it had the ice cubes were long, skinny cubes, which was perfect because I was able to take the ice cube and set it right in between the two balls, and that really, really helped the swelling go down a lot, because the swelling was like the number one problem I was having, and the redness, of course, but definitely the ice helped with the swelling. I did sea salt soaks 3 times a day with hot water and the sea salt and a cotton ball, and I would just lay and just rest the cotton ball on top of my eyebrow piercing, and nothing really seemed to work. It just still wanted to stay really, really, really red and irritated looking, and it did not look pretty. This is my eyebrow piercing now. As you can see, it is obviously fully healed, and it was mainly just the bottom ball. Just the whole entire area was just really, really red and swollen, and it just looked really gross, and I was freaking out. My first thought was, oh my, is it rejecting? Because you know, that is common for surface piercings, which we will get into more in a minute. So what I did is I got really desperate, and I sought the advice from people on Instagram and Twitter. And someone who is subscribed to me really, really helped me out, and her name is Kelsey Harold, and she also has her eyebrow pierced. So, you know, I sent her pictures of what mine looked like, and I was like, did yours do this? Like, what's going on? And she gave me really good advice, and the advice she told me was, the less you touch it, the better it will be. And at first I was kind of like, wait, what? Like, it's a piercing, you're supposed to take care of it and clean it and all that stuff, but really that was the best advice I've ever gotten for a piercing in my life. She was right. I left it alone as much as possible. I only cleaned it twice a day. One sea salt soak in the morning, and then in the shower to wash it with Provence soap. That really helped, because I was doing sea salt soaks 3 times a day because I was thinking that it was infected, and in fact it was not infected. My eyebrow piercing has never been infected yet, and hopefully it ever doesn't. I mean, it's pretty healed now, so I'm not too worried about that. You know, only told to clean it twice a day and leave it alone as much as possible. Don't move it, don't play with it, definitely don't touch it with dirty hands. And it is a facial piercing, and I know it is kind of hard to not touch a fresh piercing that is on your face. So, you know, you really just gotta make sure that you wash your hands really good before you clean it or touch it or anything like that. But really what she said is the less you touch it, the better off you'll be, and that was 100% right. As soon as I would leave it alone, it got a ton better. And by, I think it was day 14, I believe, is when everything went back to normal and my eyebrow piercing looked like it was healing fantastic. After about 2 days of giving the advice from Kelsey, everything, you know, like I said, went back to normal. The swelling went down, the redness went away, the pain went away, and it just looked like a normal eyebrow piercing and was healing really well after that. Ever since then, I haven't really had any problems with it. The only problem that I'd say is applying makeup. I hate applying makeup with an eyebrow piercing because I feel like I can't blend up high enough with the piercing there, and applying an eye highlight is like almost impossible because you have a piercing there. But that's really the only problem I've had with it. It was healing really well, because when I went and got my 2 new ear piercings in my ear, I asked my piercer, I was like, how is it doing? And she said it's healing really well. You've been taking good care of it. So that was great news. And then after that day, I changed it for the very first time, which I have a video of, which will also be linked below. And that was really easy, surprisingly. The only thing that sucked was with the initial bar, I could not get the balls off, so those really sucked getting off. But when it come to actually putting the new ring in, which you will see in the video, it was really easy. It went in smoothly. It didn't hurt at all. I didn't feel it. I just slipped right in, put the new balls on, and we were good. When I changed it, I waited a total of 7 weeks to change my eyebrow piercing, just because I am a slow piercer and eyebrow piercings do take longer to heal than other piercings, just because it is on your face and it is in a very delicate area of skin, and you have to just be careful of and watch out for things like rejection and infection, because it is a facial piercing and a surface piercings, and those 2 things come hand in hand with an eyebrow piercing. Out of all the piercings I've ever had, my eyebrow was probably the weirdest healing piercing I've ever had. It was definitely strange just the way it healed, because usually after I get a piercing is when I start to get the swelling and redness and all that yucky stuff. But this one, it didn't even happen till 5 days after. So I was like, well, shit, this one's infected. So but it never got infected or anything like that. It was just the weirdest piercing I've ever had as far as healing goes. During the healing process, I had a little bit of crusting and white pus, which is totally normal. That's just a sign that your piercing is healing, and it's just going through that stage. The white pus is just the white blood cells trying to heal the area, so it just secretes that fluid. Just as long as it's white and not yellow or green, you should be fine. If you do have a little bit of crusting and it hardens, don't pick it, or don't, you know, move the eyebrow piercing to try to get it off. What I like to do is, when I see a little bit of crusting on any of my piercings, I like to take a Q-tip, run it under hot water, and gently massage the area until it falls off. You don't want to pick it or force it off in any way, because that can cause irritation, scratching, and infection sometimes if it's dirty. I also have a video on how I clean my piercing, and that's how I clean it every single day when it was healing. I don't clean it too much now. The only time I do clean it is in the shower with my Provence soap. But yeah, in my piercing, how I clean my eyebrow piercing, that is how I cleaned it every single day while it was healing. And that's the best way to heal a piercing. Sea salt does wonders for it. So yeah, when I first got it, I was cleaning it 3 times a day, and then I would narrow it down to 2 times a day, and now it's just once a day when I'm in the shower. So depending on how you heal for piercings as well, just kind of keep an eye out for that stuff, and, you know, don't over clean it. and don't under clean it. Clean it just the right amount. Listen to your piercer, good advice from them so you can know just how to clean it so it heals right. If you're a girl or guy and you have your eyebrow pierced and you wear makeup, my big thing is don't wear makeup over your eyebrow piercing after you get it done. I think that was one of the biggest problems with mine, is because it was doing so well for the first 5 days. I figured, well, I'll film a makeup tutorial, and I did that, and it would get really red, swollen, and all that bad stuff. So if you are going to be wearing makeup over your eyebrow piercing, keep it as far away from the piercing as possible. If you fill in your eyebrows like me, because my eyebrows don't grow, so I have to draw them in from here on, I wouldn't for the first couple weeks. I said earlier, another thing you really want to watch out for eyebrow piercings is rejection, and the reason for that is because it is a surface piercing, just like your nape, your belly button, eyebrow, any kind of surface piercings, sometimes even dermal anchors. Those can sometimes cause rejection, and I covered this a little bit in my belly button FAQ video, but I talk about how rejection is when the body pushes out the foreign object from your body. So when you go and get it pierced, and if your body doesn't want to heal around the piercing, it will sometimes push it out of your body. And it's not something that you can prevent, it's something that is up to your body. It doesn't matter how well you take care of it or how well it's healing. If it doesn't want to be there, it will not stay, and your body will reject it one way or another. Sometimes rejection can happen within the first couple weeks to months, and sometimes even years after the piercing, your body will push out if it wants to. Sometimes people, they're able to keep their surface piercings last forever, and some people only years, months, weeks. So it really all depends on your body. Like I said, they don't know why your body does this. Your body just sees a foreign object as dangerous and doesn't want it there, so it just pushes it out. Mine has been healed really, really well. There's no swelling anymore, and it just looks like this now, and I just have this little black ring in it with the little gem on top, and yeah, so this is what this one looks like now. Obviously it didn't reject, and I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping it stays like this. I love my eyebrow piercing, but you just gotta keep out for that stuff. Some things for rejection would be a red line from ball to ball. The holes of your piercing will be getting bigger. The skin in between the two balls will thin out and get really small, to the point where you're going to start to see the metal of the bar through your skin. That is a sign of rejection, and if you do get that sign, take it out immediately if you notice that, so you can prevent any type of scarring. What I mean by that is if your body pushes it out all the way, you're going to have a big line scar, opposed to just the two holes for a scar. So if you do notice things like that, just take it out. It's better to just take it out than have an ugly scar. If your eyebrow piercing or any surface piercing does reject, and you can go and get it redone, there's no issue with that. Just wait for the area to heal over and go get it redone and hope for the best. I've known people who have had to get their eyebrow done at least 3 times for it to stay in the body. It really depends on everybody. Sometimes if it rejects, it won't ever be able to stay there. It'll just keep rejecting, or some people it just takes a couple tries. So, it's really up to you. If you really want the piercing that bad and it rejects the first time, go get it done again and hope for the best. It can help your eyebrow piercing to heal well and to keep it from, not keep it from rejecting, but some things that will help is when you go and get your eyebrow pierced, make sure it is a curved barbell and not a straight one. Your body adapts more to the curved barbells more than they would the straight ones, because the curve will have a natural curve with your face and with your body, so it's just easier for it to heal that way. If it's straight, it's going to be able to push out a lot easier opposed to a curved barbell. So in general, always for surface piercings or belly button and eyebrow, make sure it is always a curved barbell. Just so you have an easier time healing it as well. Make sure that you have a big gauge in there, especially for eyebrow. Make sure it's either a 16 or a 14 gauge for your eyebrow. I know some places do a 12, but that's up to your piercer. Just make sure it's one of the 3 to get your eyebrow piercing done. Another thing is if your body adapts more to higher quality jewelry than it would to lower quality jewelry. Usually when you go and get a piercing, they give you 316L surgical steel jewelry, which is perfect for piercings. It really does help, heal them that way. And some people, their body doesn't like it, their body just rejects it. So if you want to go for a higher quality metal, I would go for either titanium or 14 karat gold or something along those lines I would get for your piercing in case you are allergic to surgical steel. Everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful for you. And if any of you out there have a question about your eyebrow piercing, due to YouTube's new comment setup, I can no longer reply to you on my videos. Yes, I know it's very stupid, but there's no way I can do it. It will not let me reply to any comments on any of my videos. So if you have an eyebrow piercing and you have a question, please go to my Facebook page, which is linked below, and send me a direct message and I will get back to you ASAP. I get it sent to my phone. So just go and ask me the question through there and I will respond to you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have your eyebrow pierced and it helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to check out all my links below like usual, and I will see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Bye guys.